going on, guys? It's Sus here, and welcome back to Concise Classes, the series where I give you everything you need to know about a class. No bullshit, we're not going over every skill, just what you need to know. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about Pathfinder. So, with every other guide, we start with mechanics. What do you need to know mechanically about Pathfinder? Pathfinder is a gauge class. It's called the Diffuse Emblem. It doesn't matter what it's called though. Anyway, it goes up to 1,000. Basically, when you attack and kill shit, you'll get more in the gauge. Now, it has one skill, which is in your third job, that will buff you. So, if your relic gauge goes up all the way to the 1,000 mark, which is full, you will gain 15% final damage for 30 seconds. So that is something to keep in mind if you're going to use your full burst. Also, one other skill has a mechanical thing, and that is called Cardinal Torment. So it uses what's called Swift Strike charges. You gain one every 7 seconds and can have up to 5 of them. So it's just this skill. It's a dash. It can be used any direction except down. It just does it where you're standing. So keep that in mind. Pathfinder has one more mechanical thing, and I should mention with Swift Strike, or whatever it's actually called, Cardinal Torment. The skill, how do I want to explain this? The skill can be used to go through something like Lotus Lasers, but you have to use it at the correct time, which personally I don't know what it is. However, I just know you can do it. So what's the other mechanical thing? And that's going to be your mobbing and your bossing. So you use Cardinal Burst, which is the third job skill, right? Cardinal Burst. Oh, application. There we go, Cardinal Burst, second job. So, that's this skill, except at second job, as well as the first job skill, Cardinal Deluge. Now, what you have to do is you have to macro these together, because you go fast enough where you use both of them. Now, as you can see with something like this, the Combo Assault, it's changing. That's because Pathfinder has 3 forms, however 2 of them are pointless, so you're not going to have to worry too much about it. Now, buffs wise, you have 5 buffs. You have Ancient Bow Booster, which is attack speed increase. You have Cursebound and Endurance. Oh yeah, I'm real good. Anyway, it's not too big for active, but again, it's just things to know. Sharp Eyes as usual. You have Shadow Raven, which is just like Bowmaster and Marksman's Phoenix and Freezer. And you have Maple Warrior, of course, as all other classes do. For burst skills, you have Epic Adventure, and you have Awakened Relic. What Awakened Relic will do is instantly fill up your gauge to 1,000, which means you instantly get your buff of, where was it? Guidance of the Ancients. So that's something to keep in mind. So, skill-wise, let's hope nobody's here. Fantastic. Oh yeah, big lag. Alright. As you can see, that's the normal hit, and Deluge is the arrows that fly around. So, that's why you have it macroed together. It's the same skill for both mobbing and bossing. It's a pretty good skill, honestly. It gets quite the far range up and down. Not to mention it's fast as hell. So, what else do you need to know about the class? Well, for 5th job, right, I have all these nodes. We have to put on barrier real quick. That will be important later. We gotta key that. Cool, very epic. Remember, I said you have 3 forms, so some of these skills have 3 forms. As you can see, while we're just killing stuff, the gauge is filling up. Pretty typical. Now, starting off, die. Okay. Starting off, we have I feel like I'm missing a 5th job. Hang on. That's right, I'm missing the new 5th job. We'll be right back. Alright, fellas, so let's go over the hyper skills real quick. We'll go over passives real fast. I don't put anything into the sharp eyes. I should probably not be here so that you can actually see it. I suppose that would be somewhat beneficial. Anyway, for Cardinal Force, I put all 3: damage, activation rate, and debuff, as well as number of attacks. Ancient Force, I didn't put the boss damage, however, you probably could instead of something like activation rate, but it'll probably come down to personal preference. Most likely you would take that instead of the activation, or for some reason if you want, no, you don't want less attacks, what am I saying? Anyway, to go over the active hyper skills, I did speak about Awakened Relic. This gives you your full relic gauge back instantly. Epic Adventure, it's just like every other class, it's for 60 seconds. So for this class, it's any explorer will get 10% damage as long as they're in your party. And the attack skill. So first I have to explain the 3 forms. So you have Torrent, you have Deluge, and you have, there we go, the Astra, so Burst. So what I suggest you do is, personally I use the macro to get the Deluge one. I have a second key just to swap to Burst if I ever need it, which is shows as the B, and Swiftness Strike, or what's it actually called? Cardinal Torrent, my bad. We'll swap you to the Torrent form. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so good timing. We got an elite boss, so we can show the Deluge version, as well as how well this class just DPSs. It's pretty fucking astronomical how good they are, or how good their damage is. Alright, now that he can be attacked, we will show the Deluge version of it. Which, if you remember, it's this, except now it hits better. That's right, it hits better. So yeah, you just shoot him a bunch. You basically do more lines than the Torrent version where you're moving around. So that's what that skill is. Those are your hypers. Congratulations. Now, we have 5th job. Their 5th jobs are honestly pretty fucking cool. So we'll start with the simplest of the 5th jobs. Nova Blast. This is just going to be fat damage. Final damage will be increased 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100% depending on your stacks. You can see, hang on. You can see how many stacks you have if you look at the skill down here. Currently I have 0 stacks, which is fine. So let's use the skill on the boss. I have no stacks. We can't use the skill apparently. I could have swore you could use the skill. Anyway, it is also an iframe. There we go. We have 1 stack. That'll be perfect. Once he loses, there we go. And this is the skill. It'll attack the full thing on your screen, but basically big damage, as well as it is an iframe. Keep that in mind. This skill is an iframe, so you can use it to dodge things like Lotus Lasers. Moving on to your other 5th job skills. This music is driving me insane. Raven Tempest, your admittedly most useful 5th job skill. Personally, I haven't messed around with Relic Unbound too much, but I do know what it does. But we'll get to that. Raven Tempest. You might ask, what is it? First off, you have to have the Raven summoned. So, boom, Raven. Lovely. What it is basically just the Wind Archer 5th job, except for Pathfinders. And honestly, it looks cooler, as well as you can call it back anytime you want. Actually, not anytime you want, every like 3 seconds. So yeah, that's what that is. Honestly, really good skill. It's a set down, extra damage, while you can, deluge. I'm just going to call it macro, even though that sounds bad. So yeah, that is what Raven Tempest is. Pretty good. Duration of 25 seconds. The cooldown is 2 minutes. So, oh, there it is. Direction change cooldown, 2 seconds. So, not bad at all. Charges the relic gauge by 20 when attacking. Again, good to know. Now, let's move on to the Deluges, or not the Deluges, Relic Unbound, Deluge, and we'll do Obsidian last. So, Relic Unbound Deluge. Personally, the best one for this is actually going to be Torrent, but we'll show them all off just to make sure you know what you're doing, just in case you have a preference difference. So, Deluge, you place it down, hit a mob, and it will start attacking. It's basically just a set down, and it will start shooting. This one's probably the best for bossing. However, Torrent is going to be the best for mobbing, and you'll see why. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the mobbing part of Torrent, which, my bad, the Torrent is the version. The mobbing part of Relic Unbound, which will be the most useful part of it. Well, because Burst sucks. So, it summons 3 spiky things, hit mobs, and it does damage around the spiky things. Very epic, I know. But it's a pretty good place down skill. To just... Come on, can we get one more? There we go, look at that. They do damage. Very epic. I know. And, of course, we have the barrier. So you have 3 different versions of the barrier. Of course, Deluge, Burst, and Torrent. So, with each one having its own, how do I want to explain it? Attributes. So, Deluge is a set-down shield that covers you and your party members. While in it, you will gain 40% reduced damage. This includes percent damage skills. So, let's put it on. I was wrong, as usual. It is not the place down one. This is the, you put on your party members, and they can walk around with it. God damn it. Well, there you go. This is probably the most beneficial one. Also, party members that get the shield will have increased crit damage, so against the enemies that are marked by one of your passives, which essentially just makes you do more damage. I know, very awesome. Alright guys, so we'll go over the Torrent version of Obsidian Barrier. Now what this is it's a place down, so we'll just go ahead and show it. It acts just like the other one, except, well, it's a place down and it does do damage, reflecting. So, it's really nothing too special, but it works. Anyway guys, if you found this Pathfinder video helpful, go ahead and, comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It really helps, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.